Hi, this is Kathy from Ladies Stamp A Lot. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Chesapeake, Virginia. And today I'm going to show you how to make this cute shaker card with the little peeping hole in there. And it's made with the Whale of a Time Designer Series paper and the Whale Done stamp set. And these products are in the 2020 to 2021 Stampin' Up! Catalog. And this is a card that I cased right out of that catalog. It was one of the samples in the pictures. So what you're going to need, and this is really quite easy to make, but you're going to need a regular sheet of, well, it's a half a sheet of cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5 by 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So that's your card. And then you're going to need another piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. And that's just slightly smaller than this card front. Now you're going to take this piece and you're going to punch it with the 2 1/4 inch punch. And or you could use a framelit if you have dies, but I just went in from the top and I just eyeballed it that it was even on both sides and punched. Okay, and then I took this piece and I ran it through the Seabed 3D embossing folder. And if you notice, there's this line at the bottom that helps you get your design straight. And I felt like the design should go through the embossing machine this way. You could do it however you wanted, but what I did was I lined it up so that this edge of the card was lined up with the line here and ran it through my embossing machine that way. And it came out looking like this. It's really a nice detailed kind of seaweed looking die. All right, so then we're going to take this piece. Now the piece I want is embossed up. I'm going to turn it over. It's embossed down. Some people like that side, so you have to decide. But this is going to be my back. All right, so I'm going to start with a window sheet. Now, Stampin' Up! Does sell these. They're clear acetate sheets. They come 12 by 12. I already cut it down to 3 by 3. Maybe it's a little bit bigger, 3.5. I used a scrap that I had. It's a 3.5. Yeah, sorry, 3.5 by 3.5, and I put sticky strip on it. You can use any adhesive that you like. Even a tape runner would probably be okay. You might want something with a little bit extra stronger seal so that nothing falls apart. Let me get my take your pick tool to get this up. I do like to rub this. I don't want to rub this to get that to stay down good so that you can pick this up and the adhesive stays down. There we go. One more. There we go. Okay, so I have that adhesive on all 4 sides. And I'm just going to cover up my hole with that window sheet. Okay, so I'm going to press that down like that. Again, like I said, you could use your tape runner, and you probably wouldn't need it all the way around like that, but I probably overdid it. Okay, the next thing you're going to need are these foam adhesive strips. They come in a pack like this, and they're long strips, so I'm going to peel one off. These are like dimensionals, but they're just long strip, and they're perfect for these shaker cards. So I'm going to pull up one of those strips, and then I am going to put it around this circle opening, so you can see that I can easily maneuver this to go around the circle. This is going to keep all our little sequins and things inside this area. So we're going to go all the way around Now you could do this with regular dimensionals, but you'd probably have to like cut them up and manipulate them a little bit. These little foam sheets are nice, foam strips. And then we're going to save this because you can always use that for something later. So I'm going to make sure that that's down. Now, before I add the sequins, I want you to know you're going to need another piece or a piece of designer series paper that's going to go in your window, so when you look through, you can see what you want it to be in there. So this one, this was a scrap left over from some of the other projects I made. If you stay till the end, I'll show you the other projects. But this is just some seahorses, so we're going to need that to be behind that window. So have that ready. Okay, this was a scrap 3.5 by 3, and it could be really any size that fits over that hole. All right, so part of this suite are these really cute sequins. They're sequins, and then there's also some little shells in there too. So I'm going to go and put these in the middle of the circle. Now there's one thing I did forget to tell you to do to avoid some static, is if you go around here in the inside and just make sure you touch that with your finger to take away any stickiness. If you still have an embossing buddy, you could run that around there, a little bit of baby powder, just so that these have less of a tendency to stick to the sides when we're shaking it. Okay, so my sequins are in the middle, and then I'm going to pull off the top paper off the adhesive, and then I'm going to put my paper down, making sure it's the right direction if you have a directional pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that over the top. Okay, now this is going to be, obviously, as raised up as the foam tape is, so I like to add some dimension here to keep the whole panel raised up somewhat evenly. Now you could use more of these strips, so you could go and put these strips all around it. I am very frugal, so I save these specifically for the shakers, and I go to my dimensional pieces that are left over when I use all my dimensionals. So I'm going to take these edge pieces and I'm going to adhere them on this card. So that's going to be raised the same height, and it will lie a little bit nicer, flatter on here. So I'm even going to put some over here on the sides. And I'll take some of these bigger pieces and just put it here in the middle. And again, like I said, this is you're gonna see that it's gonna make the finished card look a whole lot nicer. Let me get another section over here. And some people throw these out, and it kills me when I see people have these in the trash can. So I make sure that they get pulled out. Okay, I think that top's going to be okay because of that. I might do one more area here in the middle, just because I don't like it to flatten out or get squished. I want it to be a nice firm layer to this card. Now some people, when they make this, just punch it out of this card front itself, but you'll see that when I do it this way, it makes for a nice finished card on the inside, and you won't have what this looks like on the inside, and then you have to cover that up anyway. So peel off all the top layers of this dimensionals. And if you don't have these, you could just put a few dimensionals around the card to help keep this layer up. All right, so now I'm going to, I might have should have put some here, but or some just regular adhesive there, but here we go. So I'm going to try to get this on the card front, and there you'll see it's nice and popped up and even all around, and there you go, it shakes. Wasn't that really easy? Easy, easy, easy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of it. So the whale, there is the stamp set, whale done, and you could stamp the whale and punch it out. But the paper also has whales on it that you can cut out. So I am going to snip around this with my scissors because I don't want to cut into the other whales. And then you're going to put it into your punch. Let's see, I need to cut some of this off down here. So you're going to fit this in. You know what? I'm going to need a Post-it note to hold on to when you get these little pieces. It's hard to get into there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the whale into the punch and get it so I can see where the border is even all around. And I just punch that out. So like I said, you could do the stamp, or you can just punch a whale out of the paper. Now before I attach that, I want to do my greeting. And for this card, I'm going to make it a birthday card. So I'm going to bring in my pretty peacock ink pad. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so I like to use my foam mat when stamping. And then here's a little 3/4 inch strip. I'm going to use, and I don't even know the name of this punch, but it does 2 nice ends in 3 different sizes. So I'm going to put my 3/4 inch piece in there. I'll have all the information for the products on my blog, so if you link to that, I'll link to that so you can find all the information. Okay, so here's the end that I'm going to stamp near, and I'm going to use the stamp that says, "Hoping all your birthday fishes come true." So I'm putting this on my ink pad over here, and I'm going to come over here and stamp. And remember, with photopolymer, you want to kind of hold and let the ink release. All right, now let me get my chamois really quick. If you clean off your stamps right away, it's less staining. And the staining bothers me a little bit, but it doesn't affect the wear and tear of the stamping of the image. So, but that's just me. I like to get that cleaned up. Okay, so I'm going to bring this in. Oh, you know what? While I'm stamping, let me stamp the inside. I'm going to stamp these little fish. I could have done the seahorse or anything, but I'm going to do these little fish, and these are so cute for decorating the inside. And what I'm going to do, slip a scrap under here, is stamp, and then I'm going to move up and stamp again. It's a little bit lighter. I just think that looks cute. I'm going to stamp off here and then stamp some down here. And what's really cool about this set, this particular stamp, is if you turn it upside down, the fish are going the other way. So I could have fish coming this way to meet them, and you can stamp them either way. So that's kind of an interesting fact. It makes it really versatile. So I'm going to clean that off. Okay, so this is going to be for the inside of my card. And I could have also done that on the envelope. All right, so to finish the front, I am just going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. I do have some real ones. So I'm going to put 2 there. And then this is going to go here. So I don't want that sticking off there, so I'm just going to trim with my scissors. All right, so let me go ahead and put this down. Here. Okay, I'm going to put that like that. And then I don't have any adhesive. Oh, here's my I'm just going to put a little bit of my seal on the end of this, and then dimensionals on the rest of it. And I should have my minis, but I can just take one of these little pieces here to get on the tail. And then this is going to make it level with the words so that it's not... so I did put a little bit of adhesive right there on the tip of his nose or whatever. And then this over here is the dimensional. So that's all the same layer, and it lays nice. Isn't that cute? I just think that's adorable, and it was really easy to make. And of course, we would put this on the inside. I always say I like to do a handwritten note on the inside. It makes it more special for me to do that. Now let me run over here really quick. Let me see if I can find my other cards. If you haven't seen them, I do have another video with all the other cards I made with this set. This is a cute pop-up, and then here's one just made with the punch and the paper and scraps. Just lots and lots of things that you can do with this stamp set and with the paper. So if you have any questions, please email me, and I would be happy to help you with anything. If you're interested in purchasing these products, they're available now through the end of April 2021 on my online store, unless it would carry over to the new catalog. There's a new catalog coming out in May, and we don't know. It may be in there or it may not. Here's another fun fold. And then here's another fun one made with the window sheet like this. Okay, there you have it. I want to thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you'll give a shaker card a try.